Alright, what is going on YouTube? This is your boy PXG Cash Howard, coach of the New York Needle Kings, alongside the boy CB Hulk 92.
Yo, guys, what is good? Welcome back to season 4 of the WWCL.
Alright, so you guys know the deal. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of battles this season. As you can clearly see by the nice, pretty background, this is Sun and Moon. No longer are we in Gen 6, you know. We got to
Yeah,
adapt with changes
we
and
got we
whatnot.
moved up, we upgraded.
So now, all your favorite coaches are back. We do have one new coach. The Carolina Caracostas that were coached by Johnny, as you guys know, had dropped out during season 3. So in this place, we have the Floridian Typhlosions being coached by Silver. Now, CB, what can you tell us about Silver?
Silver's a pretty cool guy and a really good battler, really well adapted. He knows his stuff. He actually did win Blaze's league, and he did win a previous league in another Pokemon league. He's really good, cool guy, nice person. Overall, I think he'll be a great addition to this coaching staff.
So now, rules-wise, we haven't changed much between season 3 and season 4. The main thing that you're gonna notice when we start doing the battle recordings is that we no longer have any Mega Pokemon on our league.
Roster.
Yeah, we'll probably have them down the road if we actually get the rest of these stones released. So replacing that, we all have, obviously Z crystals that were introduced in Sun and Moon. The GBA is allowing, I believe it's one person holding a stone.
Yeah.
So to make ourselves look more badass, we'll be giving the option of 3 of our pokes, but we obviously have to announce before that.
Yes, you must show us or tell us which ones are going to be holding the Z crystal.
So everyone, also I think was last time we had 11 pokes, was it?
Yeah, but since we dropped the Mega, it's 12.
Yeah. So this time we're gonna be rocking 12 pokes. As you see it right there on the screen, we have this is the draft order. No, nothing involving last season's rankings or were involved in choosing the draft order. Lucky,
No, this was completely 100% random.
which is good for me because I would have been probably stuck all the way at the bottom somewhere. But
Like me.
because CB is so good, we had to make sure he was at the bottom, and we had to use some methods to make sure he was down there.
Hashtag rigged.
Now, unlike last time, we're not gonna go individually, in the order that things were picked by the round. Instead, we're just gonna do an overall,
What they drafted type of.
an overall rundown, like what each coach specifically had brought out. So,
Yeah.
starting off, we'll go with the person who drafted first, and the reason he get to draft first was because he won our little off-season tournament. That would be our boy Shane, coach of the Wilmington Crowbats.
AKA Lord Cold on Twitch, if anybody does know him.
So he got Xurkitree, Weavile, Vaporeon, Donphan, Metagross, Noivern, Porygon 2, Como-O, Delphox, Armaldo, Swampert, and Venusaur. Chris, what can you tell us about this team, you think?
Overall, it's a pretty good team. Nice mix of balance and power. Nice bulk. Has nice bulk with Donphan and Porygon 2, creating a decent wall core. A little bit weak to fighting, I'd say, to certain fighting types and other type of Pokemon. Like, I'd say he's really weak to like a water fairy type Pokemon because he doesn't really have switch-ins to them per se. But overall, pretty decent.
Now, as you guys can clearly see, that was another thing to better help you guys realize who are the Pokemon are. The crystal would be next to them. Don't assume they're all gonna run Z Electric like I posted. That's really for whatever reason the stock Z image is Z Electric. So yeah. So as you can see, he's gonna be using Weavile, Como, and Delphox as his Z crystal.
Z crystal users. Interesting choices. You always gotta appreciate them.
Now I know for a fact Delphox knows a lot of different type of moves, so I can see why he would choose her as one of the 3. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with Como. I know obviously she's dragon and fighting. You're obviously gonna have a dragon fighting move. I don't know if you learned anything else that Shane might have that caught his attention that he wanted to have Z powered up. What does scare me is the fact that Weavile has something that's gonna make him more stronger.
Yeah, that is gonna be annoying.
Oh boy. So, moving on, the next team we got for you is the Falls Furfro, coached by the mad scientist Napalm.
Yes, good old Napalm.
He'll be rocking Mew, Kartana, Sharpedo, what's that thing called again? Chandelure, Dragalge, my boy Mudzale, Rotom Frost, what is this thing called again? Passimian, Licky, Tornadus Incarnate, Probopass, and is that a Mr. Mime I see?
Yeah, Cash, you see it right. Napalm has a funny set. Napalm has a great set, Cash. He likes to run Hidden Power Psychic Technician Mr. Mime.
Jesus.
Mad scientist at work.
As you guys can see, Probopass, Passimian, and Mew are his Z users. There's no surprise with Mew. Mew can learn every move in the game, which gives Napalm at least a move of every type, so he'll be able to actually carry all 18 Z crystals. So, and for him not to make that his Z user in any week, there has to be something interesting that we don't know about with Probopass and Passimian in those weeks that he chooses not to run on Mew as that.
Yeah, not so sure about the monkey and the thing that looks like Mario, but now I can't get that gif out of my head.
Oh boy. So, moving on, we got what probably is going to be everyone's least favorite team this season.
Yeah. We got our boy Nate.
Nate, coach of the Waterville Weaviles. CB, tell us what he's rocking.
Alright, so Nate decided to draft Celesteela, Necrozma, Clefable, Drampa, Araquanid, Cofagrigus, Umbreon, Chansey, Kamala, Gastrodon, Ducksnore, and Turtonator.
So now...
And as you can see, you look at it and you're seeing, well, a lot of the team is pretty bulky and pretty fat. Well, you're pretty much right. It is pretty much bulky and fat, and they're also very slow. So... Granted, Nate did draft Stall, but he is incredibly weak to stall breakers and things that wall break. So I don't like, as much as people are gonna hate his draft, I think he could have drafted better if he wanted Stall. But overall, Nate is gonna be the most hated person in this league, probably on YouTube at least. I don't know about.
I know. I see his Z users are Necrozma, Drampa, and Kamala. All three new to Gen 7. I know Necrozma uses rocks. I know it's a very hard-hitting psychic poke. I know Drampa, being a dragon, can learn a whole bunch of variety of moves, and because of its normal typing, grants him more variety of moves than more common pokes. I don't know what Kamala would bring to the table that it could Z use. So I'm assuming it's some sort of status move that I don't know about.
I don't think so, because I mean, like, I know Kamala really doesn't state as much. Kamala's more of like support, I guess you can call it, because it more or less has the options of great Pokemon that's not affected by any form of status. So it is a great status absorber. It's a really decent spinner. It can wish pass. It's got some solid qualities to it. I just don't know if it as Z Crystal is the correct idea here. But who are we to judge?
Yeah, I don't want to say anything because I'm not an expert at battling. I do fantastically well, mind you, but expert I am not. So Nate may have something under his sleeves. Who am I to judge that? Now, I'm not even gonna bother saying this next person's team name because he always rips me for mispronouncing.
Right. I'll give it a shot. All right. So we have Kurt and the Adelaide Absols.
All right. So thank you for that. I'm not dealing with Kurt again.
You're welcome. And if he corrects me again, I'll punch Kurt in the face.
Nice. So Kurt rocking Tapu Koko, Amoonguss, Ditto, who is like one of his favorites for some reason or another. Lando Incarnate, Suicune, Zoroark, Darmanitan, Doublade, Druddigon, Greninja, Beware, and Regis. Now, for those who like watched us last season, you can kind of see like, besides grabbing his usual Ditto and Zoroark, Kirk kind of like took everyone else's Pokemon.
Yeah, he kind of did. And granted, he has Tapu Koko and Amoonguss. Tapu Koko has a new Gen 7 edition, and I think that's his.
And
Oh, and
Beware,
he has
Beware.
Beware too. Yeah, Beware, the very funny bear.
Yeah, he took my Suicune, he took your Greninja,
Yeah.
he took Lindo's Doublade, he
Uh-huh.
took Pum's Druddigon, he took Matt's Lando. I don't remember. I think Maypalm had Darmanitan,
I think so.
and for
Sounds
some
like
reason I remember someone having Regis, and it's not coming back to me. I feel like Regis was one of those Pokemon that was drafted and then dropped.
feels like it. Probably is.
Alright, so moving on, we got the boy who wasn't able to join us because it is his bedtime. And he's probably gonna make fun of me about that tomorrow. The boy, Deranged Lime,
The big boy Connor, the coach of
the Plymouth Porygon Z's.
A.
Now, we don't show, but Connor does a lot in terms of stuff
The
with the
league.
sheet. Yeah, with the sheets for us. Like, Connor, it's like, I thought I was good with using sheets. Connor kind of like, it's like me, give me a Z crystal, and then you got Connor right there.
Yeah, Connor's just fantastic, and I'm very happy to have him at doing our sheets, and thankful to have him.
So now, Connor went ahead and drafted Magearna, or as I like to call it, Mangina,
God damn it, Kash.
Dragonite, Nihilego, Starmie, Emboar, Galvantula, Crocodile, I was gonna say Cresselia, Shaman, Snorlax, Hoopa. Is that a Dodrio?
Yep.
And is that Guzzlord?
Yeah, buddy. All right, so Cash, for those who don't know, Dodrio did receive a buff. It now is at 110 speed, so that means it is speed tying with Aladios and Aladius at that speed, which means he's a good majority of the meta. And also did gain access to jump kick, so now it's fighting coverage, which is fantastic.
Okay, so I was missing something about that. Now, I don't know much about. I think he's probably one of the few people who's actually lucky enough to get 2 Ultra Beasts on his team. So,
Oh yeah, he is.
Nihilego, I know, is pretty decently fast.
Yeah,
the Rocker
that's-
has good special attack stat, I believe.
Yep, nice 130.
And Guzzlord, I just know has high HP.
Guzzlord is just Guzzlord. It is the lore. It is just worthy of being drafted because there's not many positives about it, but it is a fantastic design-looking Pokemon, and I suppose it can be decent on a Trick Room of sorts.
Now, I know for a fact Magearna hurts hard and could progressively get stronger because it has like its special equivalent of Moxie.
Well, a very, very better version of Moxie, because anything that dies in front of it, whether it be hazards, rocks, whatever, doesn't matter. As long as it dies in front of Magearna, it will get the +1 special attack boost.
And then, speaking of Moxie, Crocodile is the other Z Crystal user who actually would have access to Moxie.
Yes.
So if he's able to actually kill something with his Z move, that's automatic +1 to their attack. No questions asked. And Dragonite also being the last one, I know for a fact, everyone was talking about as soon as he drafted, I think he himself said as soon as he drafted it, about Z, what is it, Flynium Z?
Flying Z Dragonite? Yeah. Supersonic Sky Strike Dragonite off of Fly. Nice 175 base power.
And
Pretty decent, especially a multi-scale and Dragonite.
yeah, that's gonna be a problem. So, moving on, we have like this amazing guy who's the coach of the New York Nido Kings, no less.
I wonder who that is.
I wonder who is that dashing young man.
Oh, right, it's Kash. It's you.
Oh, it's me! Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's so bad. Alright.
We're going to get hate for this.
Oh, yeah. So this time, I went with something that this time my main requirement for my team, because you guys know I'm pretty bad at picking Pokemon anyway. I wanted new pokes in terms of things I've never used before. Because I know looking at my team, there's nothing from Gen 7, but
And boy, you take different things.
I just wanted new things I never had before.
But technically, Cash, Zygarde 50%. I know, kind of is. No. But whatever.
It got a overhaul. I guess is
Yeah.
probably the best way to put it for a Zygarde. So in a sense, I have like half of a new poke.
Yeah.
So I'm rocking a Zygarde 50%. As you guys probably can guess, I cannot have it turn to Zygarde Megazord form because CB would throw a fit. Rocking the Volcanion, Raikou, Tangrowth, Scolipede, Azelf, Tentacruel, Diancie, Bronzong, Cobalion, Staraptor, and Blissey. So kind of how I gave Kurt shit for stuff. I think I probably took a whole bunch of other people's pokes.
Yeah. Probably.
But guess what? People let me do it. So, heh.
It's your game.
Yeah. So it's fair game for me.
Go Cash.
I gave obviously my stone to Zygarde because he is the somewhat newest thing on the block right now.
Yeah.
Scolipede because ironically most of my pokes have a lot of restrictions. In Scolipede I can't obviously baton pass speed
Or anything.
or anything for that matter. So, but I can progressively get faster and then start hitting people very hard with something.
NSD.
Yeah.
Or Sword Dance. So, yeah.
And then Cobalion because who doesn't like surprises?
And you can also hazard stack with the Scolipede Cash, so it's even better.
Yeah. Guess who's new in town?
Oh, baby.
So, the next person coming up is also another one of our important members who never likes to join our show for whatever reason.
Well, he seems to be tired.
Yeah, I guess today he's tired, but also he has a potato for a mic. And
That
that person is Liam, co-leader of this league, coach of the London Luxrays.
Yeah, and our boy Liam, he was what's a good word to put it as, Cash? Was he he sniped a lot, Cash, or
So let's put it this way. Liam kind of like walked in, said, "Hey," no, actually no. Here's a better way to put it. Liam woke up. He had a list of probably 50 Pokemon, and I can guarantee you that he probably maybe only picked 2 things out of that list because everyone took things that he wanted. I personally could have initiated this whole assault because he didn't know how to wait his turn and revealed who his first pick was. Luckily for him, I didn't want it. So, Liam lucked out, got the Tapu Bulu. He goes and steals Miglu the Victini, because, why would Liam be nice after it was nice to him? He goes for the Gudra, the Unagi the Gyarados, which I can guarantee will probably be called as such.
maybe.
Everyone calls this thing Unagi. You started this.
I did. I'm glad I did too.
He also got the Terrakion, Alakazam. He got Serena.
Nice and spinning.
Nice and rated R. He also picks up last season's MVP in Raichu, ironically due to his own doing, Registeel, Blastoise, Nidoking, and Torkoal.
Hey.
He got, not only does the man have a fire water core, he also
But they
has,
all can spin.
he got the spinning fire water grass core. It's probably something new. If you want to talk about new and fresh, boy was that new and fresh. I don't think I've ever heard of someone taking a fire water grass spinning core. Now, Liam giving power to his Z with his Z users Gudra, Terrakion, and Gyarados. Boy,
All
oh
make
boy.
perfect sense.
Yeah, there's not really much we really have to think outside the box with those. Terrakion hits hard, Gyarados can always Dragon Dance, and he also has access to Moxie. And then Gudra being bulky and is a very good special attacker, so we know for a fact Gudra's probably going to be primarily the special attacking Z user. Could be run physical also, not going to forget about that. But when you got Terrakion and Gyarados like that, it's like, yeah, you're the special one. I'm kind of surprised he didn't make Victini his Z user.
I am too, but I mean, I understand. He had a lot of good choices, to be fair. So I don't.
He did. I'm not gonna complain, but like
I know you want an easy shot in though, Cash. I know.
I don't know if that was his way of saying I'm sparing you guys all from Z Fire V Create, but
maybe
because that probably one shot of everything that we all had, or maybe he just didn't think about it and then woke up and was like, I'm stuck with this. But yeah.
Either way.
Yeah, it is what it is for now. Next up, we got your boy.
We've got our boy Blaze, who I believe personally has one of the best drafts in this season. So Blaze picked up a Tapu Fini, Jirachi, Thunderous Eye, Latias, Infernape, Ferrothorn, Hippowdon, Breloom, Gengar, Feraligatr, Stoutland, and Moltres. Now you're looking at this team and you're like, holy shit, this is power. And you're right, it is power. Now, it is up to Blaze to see if he can actually do this, make good with his power.
Now, Blaze last season joined us midway, partially because the person who he replaced got ejected before the three strikes you're out rule.
Well, so, he got the big boot.
Blaze didn't have much in terms of drafting whatever probably he had in mind from the get-go. He pretty much had to pick what was left over.
Yep.
And back then we also had restrictions for these. I forgot to mention that before. We don't have any restrictions in terms of tiers. We literally got to grab whatever we wanted. So
as long as it's not banned.
Yeah, as long as it's not banned. So this is probably the first time we get to see Blaze, fresh out the gate. Okay, this is what I want, kind of thing. So he picked power.
Yes, he did.
Gengar, Infernape, and Jirachi are his Z users. All three of those mons have a very
wide open move pools and coverage, so
yeah, so
lovely things to face. Totally. Not really.
Of course.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot of these people are not going for like the more predictive people, because I would have probably assumed giving Latias a Z Crystal, but probably just to out predict people's predicting, they're going with some of these other pokes. So that was the El Paso Entei. We're moving up to the new guy, Floridian Typhlosion with Silver.
Yeah, and he's got a Zygarde 10%, Scizor, Mantine, Thundurus, Therian, Florges, Arcanine, Hydreigon, Reuniclus, Weezing, Mienshao, Sceptile, and Rhyperior.
Now, I remember for a fact, I believe Silver was one of the first people who upset that I took Zygarde 50. I guess that was his original intention, but he ended up picking Zygarde 10.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it, Cash.
The faster version of Zygarde, but hits less than the 50% counterpart. Now,
yep.
Interesting to see. I think this is Mantine's first appearance in our league.
Yeah, well, Mantine did get a buff this generation. For those who don't know, Mantine did gain access to Roost, so now it is much more, gives it solid recovery. So that means now now Mantine gives it, with the ability of water absorbent and such, now Mantine becomes a really decent wall for you, and it can defog rocks away, it can scald, it can toxic things. So overall I think Mantine became a really nice solid wall, so I'm actually excited to see Mantine out there.
So now Silver chose Thundurus T, Arcanine, and Hydreigon as his Z users. No surprise with Hydreigon. Hydreigon has probably one of the best coverages for dragons. I believe he knows almost every single type of move.
Wouldn't doubt it.
So that is obviously not Mew standard knowing all 18, but just about a lot of the strong hitting moves. Thundurus T is a pretty good choice. Obviously stab, electric stab. I believe he has access to flying moves also.
Nope, not a single one, Cash.
Color me corrected. But Arcanine I know does have a decent coverage. Besides fire moves, I know has access to close combat and wild charge.
Yeah, Arcanine's pretty decent.
Now, next up we got the boy Bobby, coach of the Philadelphia Scythers. Now, Bobby is always surprising me as the seasons continue. So far my surprise has been in the order of his draft picks. But knowing Bobby, if he continues doing as good as he did last season, that probably means we're gonna have to fear his draft anyway. So Bobby drafts Alolan Marowak, Garchomp, Primarina, Alolan Muck, Mandibuzz, Virizion, Mismagius, Swellow, Claydol, Electivire, Spiritomb, and Leafeon. Now, I believe this is the first team that we're seeing with the Alolan variants of a Poke. So he ended up grabbing the two more popular ones in Marowak and Muck. I don't know what Muck does.
Well, Muck basically is kind of like a really bulky. Well, Muck main role usually is as a Salt Vest bow user. Now that Pokebank is out, Muck gains access to Pursuit, so it becomes a really decent Pursuit trapper. It gets stab knockoff on things, so gives it a basic. It's a nice utility mon, really good Spit F. You can run like Curse to help make it like a bulky setup sweeper type of thing. It also has nice priority and Shadow Sneak. It's a decent model, Alolan Muck. Actually, really nice typing too. Really only weak to one thing, that's Psychic. Ground.
That I know Marowak, at least him I know, probably the most used of all the Alolan Pokes. Fire, Ghost, has access to Lightning Rod, so it resists electricity. I think overall better stats, I think, than his normal.
Nope, same stats.
Alright, same stats.
Literally things.
Yeah.
But Alolan Pokemon don't change their stats at all. That's like the weirdest part ever. The only difference, their looks and maybe their abilities in typing.
Yeah, it's like Marowak hasn't really changed much, but he is used heavily.
Well, I mean, the typing of Ghost Fire really helps, I believe, and Lightning Rod too. So, because before when Marowak Lightning Rod didn't make sense because he was already a ground type. So, what does it matter?
Yeah, I guess it is probably the typing wise. I know you got Shadow Bone, really decent Ghost
move. That's not Shadow Claw, but only I think Marowak can use it. So, hey, there goes that option.
And then if you were to be so bold as to Flame Charge, that'll kind of put him up there speed wise and go to town. Garchomp, Virizion, and Electivire are his equals to use. I know Electivire, or as Lime would call him, Selectivire. There's a lot of coverage moves, so him getting a Z Crystal was probably an easy decision right off the bat.
Definitely.
Garchomp and Virizion, I believe, both also hit hard physically. Actually, all three of these pokes, I believe, are all primarily physical attackers anyway.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised Bobby didn't choose to give one of Z Crystals to one of his special attackers, but probably, like I said, everyone here probably has a reason for their decision. I know Swallow got buffed. I think now he has, what, more special attack, I think?
I think so.
Thanks. To spam that nice Boom Burst.
Nice and Boom Burst.
Yeah, nice and Boom Burst.
Hooray!
Speaking of nice, we got Brody, coach of the Chesterfield Victinis. And that first mon right off the bat, all muscled and whatnot.
Oh, Mr. Flex! Mr. Flex on him! Buzz Swole! So, that boy is in the gym 24/7.
So he drafted Buzzwole, Volcarona, who I think this season, not this season, this gen, a lot of people are looking at it like, hey Volcarona, I miss you. Mind you, it was there the whole time. You were just realizing him more now.
Well, I think with nerf with Gale Wings and no more Brave Birds.
Yeah.
Spammed. It's now just like, hey, I'm great again.
So,
hello.
He also went with Gliscor. What's this thing called again? Dhelmise.
Dhelmise.
Alolan Ferrothorn, aka Toxapex. Togekiss, Kyurem, Bisharp, Espeon, Smeargle, Rotom, Heat, and Tyrantrum. Now, took the boy Kyurem. You know, Kyurem has a lot of variety. I'm surprised that didn't get a Z Crystal. But I remember Brody couldn't determine what he wanted to give a Z Crystal because he kept changing it every 5 seconds.
That's Brody.
So he finally settled on Volcarona, Togekiss, and Tyrantrum.
Oh, very good and annoying. Because, I mean, Volcarona with Quiver Dance and Fire Z, that's so
as we just said, Volcarona essentially was overlooked before because it got Stop Easy. Now we don't really have a counter to it. So we're gonna have to be on our A game in
not letting that thing click Quiver.
Yeah. Togekiss is always annoying. Luckily, T-Wave is no longer 100% accurate, so we'll see what he's gonna be doing with Togekiss.
He's gonna miss every Thunder Wave he ever clicks.
Now Tyrantrum, though, even with a lot of his moves, I remember had bad accuracy.
Yeah.
So
still hits hard.
Yeah, it's gonna hit harder now with the Z Crystal.
Hey, now you can go for Rockium Z Head Smash, Kash.
So Brody is probably gonna be doing a lot better than last season, so I'm already afraid of that.
Hopefully. No more free ones.
Next up, we got Hum, coach of the Rochester Rhydons. Now, he picked, I believe, what everyone considered the strangest turn
pick?
1 pick in Silvally.
Silvally, the random one of all of them. He could have picked anything, but he took Silvally. Why? Why, Pum? Why?
But we'll say one thing right off the bat. He, unlike in other leagues, does have access to
all 18 types.
All 18 types.
He's not restricted. Hooray! Still not afraid. Still not afraid.
Yeah, we're not really
threatening.
Pum does have a very good assorted team. I just swapped his team out for the next one accidentally, but putting that back up, I know I'm such a pro at this. You got the Silvally, so he has access to all the typing right off the gate. So we're never gonna know what he's going to bring if he brings it. So so he's kind of like the wild card, almost like Mew, where we couldn't tell. We won't be able to tell what crystal it's gonna be. Bless me. He has the Salamence, Sylveon, where I know those are like his 2 favorite pokes. He always goes for them whenever he can.
Yep.
Empoleon.
Nugtrio, the nice trapping mole.
Entei, Superior, Hitmontop, Milotic, Alolan Raichu.
Took that just to spite our owner, Liam, trying to tell him, because Liam always said that Alolan Raichu is garbage, but Pum is going to prove Liam wrong and destroy people with Alolan Raichu.
Ampibomb and Rhydon are going to close out his draft. Now, ironically you say that, because Liam, I remember when it was first announced, Liam said he was going to use it. It is his mascot.
I know, but Liam didn't take it. How dare he? Damn it, Liam!
So we're gonna be keeping. We'll probably make this into a habit. I think every week we're gonna determine who's doing better between the 2 Raichus, just to spite Liam. And I know this will probably make him come on the show so he can actually argue his case.
That's good. Maybe he'll get maybe by then he'll have his potato mic fixed.
He'll upgrade to what's an upgrade to potato?
Yuka?
Yeah, he'll have a Yuka mic. Hum over here rocking the Duck Trio, the Salamence, and the Raichu as is the crystal users. Me personally, I know at least with Raichu because I've used it in my my story run. Has a somewhat decently move pool.
Yeah, pretty decent.
Duck Trio, I'm unsure why it has a Z crystal, but he probably has something weird cooking up in his mind. And then Salamence, just like a Dragonite. Oh boy, that Flying Z. Oh boy.
Yay.
Moving on, we got the Boston Basculins, coached by Noah, who, just like Blaze, joined our season last time in the middle of it. So, just like just like Blaze will be. This is his first time drafting all from scratch without
any restrictions.
or grabbing people's leftovers. And what we got from him was Latios, Lucario, Jolteon, Crobat, Alolan Ninetales, Sandslash, Meloetta, Decidueye, Golisopod, Houndoom, Porygon Z, and Lycanroc Midnight. Now, I don't know much about Lycanroc. I know, obviously, he has two varieties. I know the other one is more used because it's faster.
Yeah.
This one I know has, I believe it's No Guard.
Yeah, boy. No Guard Stone Edge's Cash. You'll never miss a Stone Edge.
But he's not fast.
He's not super blazing speed fast, but he's okay.
I know Golisopod is a decent Pokemon hindered by a bad ability. So,
yes.
I'm hoping Noah has like something up his sleeve besides first impression with Golisopod. Decidueye, very good from the starters. Has access to Defog. Was like I think the premier Defogger in the beginning of Sun and Moon before Bank. But
next to Tapu Fini, Cash.
Yeah, he had Tapu Fini too. He chose Latios, Jolteon, and Golisopod as his Z users. So Latios kind of said with Latias, kind of expected because of very powerful special attacking dragon. Jolteon does have access to T-Bolt, Shadow Ball, Signal Beam, good special attacking move pool. I don't know if he's going to be doing anything with Golisopod besides first impression. I know it's a water type, it probably has decent water moves also.
Liquidation.
Yeah. I'm not the premier expert with the Gen 7 Monty, so pardon my noobness. We're almost at the end. We're up to the Miami Manaphy's, coached by Matt.
Our boy Matt.
So now, I am not, even though I'm not a Pokemon expert, I can tell you for a fact that is a rain team if I ever saw one. No need for me to even try to guess it. It screams rain. It screams like you're going to have a very bad time. He's over here rocking Manaphy, Mamoswine. That would be your Mamoswine from last season.
Yeah, that took my Mamo.
Skarmory, Rotom Wash, Pelipper, Cresselia. Is that your Haxorus also?
That bastard took Haxorus from me, which I wanted actually again this season.
Mimikyu, I think that's Salazzle.
Yep.
Toxicroak. That's I was about to name this something completely off. Whimsicott and Excelgor. Johnny, if you watch this, I'm sorry because I forgot what your favorite Pokemon's name was for a second. As I said, this is a rain team if I ever had to say anything. Like, rain.
Good old rain.
Pelipper getting Drizzle as a new ability this gen. So we obviously know Pelipper is essentially the new Politoed.
Essentially.
Has access to Roost, I believe.
Yep, and can defog.
And can defog, and can Hurricane.
Yeah, no miss Hurricanes. Hooray.
Manaphy obviously gets boosted in the rain. Heals statuses in the rain. Hurts harder in the rain.
Does a lot more in the rain.
Toxicroak I know gets healed in the rain because of his ability.
Yep.
It's like I said, this screams the rain team. He has Salazzle, who's gonna be poisoning everyone no matter what typing it is because of his ability. He's gonna be setting up stuff with. He has 4 setup mons in terms of hazards, of some sort. And then, if you have an ability he doesn't like, he has that Haxorus to do with you later.
Yeah, joy.
Moving on to whose man's is this? The Brooklyn Caesars.
I wonder who it is, Cash.
I wonder who it is. I bet you the person's gonna speak up now.
I think you're right, Cash. Oh, right, it's me. It's your boy.
All right. So right off the bat, let's start this off right off the bat. He stole my Tornadus Therian.
Technically, I didn't steal it. You didn't pick it again, so it was free range, Cash.
Nah.
But thank you for the Tornadus.
Nah, he stole it. He saw how good I handle with it. He's like, you know what? I want this. It's okay. We know.
Sorry.
He got the Heat Ran. Excadrill. You got T-Tar, and that already screams Santine.
No way, Cash.
Oh yeah, just those three alone, not even counting Tornadus in this conversation. Just those three alone already scream Santine. We got Keldeo, Magnezone, Excavalier, the newly buffed Flygon,
Now get to Dragon Dance.
Azumarill, Roserade, Gourgeist, and Aromatisse.
Yes.
Why?
Well, I needed something to be more of like a kind of like a Spadaf ball for me, so I couldn't really find anything late in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured, let's go with Aromatisse.
Alright, so Chris at least got two of his old folks back.
Yeah.
Roserade and Gourgeist. I know T-Tar got taken from you before.
Yes. Curse you,
I believe you had Azumarill and then you dropped it.
Traded it actually for a Gengar.
Yes. Then everything else feels like it belongs to someone else at some point.
Yeah, all those new, brand new Pokemon I've never touched inside a league. So I will be in. It's going to be interesting because I love Tornadus Therian. I think Tornadus Therian is perfect for what I want it to be. A nice, fast U-turner with Regenerator and can be mixed as possible. It's perfect. I love Heatran. The ability what Heatran can present to me as a great defensive typing. I can trap things with Magma Storm. I can trap bulky waters, trap them with the Magma Storm, hit them with that Bloom Doom. I love Excadrill and T-Tar together because that gives me a nice little sweeping core of just breaking past teams with sand. I love Keldeo because Keldeo also is, even though it isn't as good as it was before, it's still just a monster. I think, in my personal opinion, because its stab is almost really hard to stop. Magnezone is just perfect to trapping annoying steel types like a Skarmory, a Celesteela, a Fortress. You know, just like perfect thing. Escavalier is a new mon that I'm interested to try out and see how it can do. I really like its defensive typing. It shares the same typing as my favorite Pokemon, Scizor. So I figured, maybe give it a shot. Flygon, I'm interested to see if it can be any good with Dragon Dance. Azu is still Azu. Roserade and provides me with toxic spikes and spikes in general, so that's awesome. And Gourgeist is I really mainly like Gourgeist just because it's a great defensive typing and spin blocker. Always want to have a spin blocker. And then Aromatisse is just something I figure I can use for wish passing and such.
Alright, so we get to the last draftee.
And
ironically, I feel was like probably somehow I feel he was forced into that spot just because people were hoping he didn't get anything good. But look at what he still got. Lindo, the coach of the Seattle Sharingan Superiors.
And the Season 3 champion, by the way.
Oh, CB, why you sound so sad saying that?
I don't sound sad.
So, Lindo got lucky that 15 other coaches went with something else first, that he still, in the end, managed to still grab his Landorus Therian as his first pick.
And Kyurem Black.
And then with his wheel pick, gets Kyurem Black. It's one of those things that makes you sit there and go, how did we let this happen? And we can name all the different times it could have happened, but we don't got the time for that. But Lindo's overall team is pretty good. Lando T, Kyurem Black, Zapdos, Celebi, Jellicent, Fortress, Blaziken, Drapion, Miltank, Granbull, Gigalith, and Lycanroc Day. Now, I've used some of these pokes before, so I'm somewhat of an expert with this team somewhat. Kyurem Black hurts like hell. I used it in a different league before. I didn't realize how good it was till I started using it. So it's almost right up there with Victini in terms of things you are afraid of as soon as you see them. Zapdos I used in Season 2. Very good poke, Defogger if he chooses that route. Variety special attacker if he goes the other route. Miltank I also used back in Season 2. Very good physical wall. Can set up rocks too, and it's pretty fast for what it looks like. And there's something else I feel I've used here before, and I can't quite remember. But overall, he has a very balanced team, which is a standard for Lindo.
Yeah.
I know Giglith got Sand's was Sand what's the name of that Sand Stream? As a new ability, so he has access to Sand just like Pelipper got Drizzle. I don't see him really using Sand much for his pokes. But you never know, Lindo may have something planned. Lycanroc, as I said, compared to the Midnight form, is the much faster one. Actually has access to the
Sand Rush ability.
And he has that priority move too.
Yes,
So,
the new priority rock move.
And I believe he's the only one that gets it, right?
Yep, no other Pokemon gets it at this time.
So we know for a fact he's gonna be a problem. Now, ironically, that is the end of the draft itself. You clearly saw what everyone else grabbed. Now, the league does begin today, ironically. And I'd be lying if I told you that people have not already started doing trades and whatnot. So, right off the gate, the Rochester Rhydons and the Philadelphia Scythers have agreed on a trade. I just finished making this draft video, and guess what? They already want to make changes. So,
right, you're so inconsiderate of them.
I know, right? I'm not going to go back and change those pictures later. The Rochester Rhydons have traded their Ampabomb for the Philadelphia Scythers Spiritomb. Pum has an obsession with Spiritomb. Yes. I know he was upset that I had it before in a previous season, and I believe someone had it before that.
Yeah,
so,
I believe.
So Pum finally gets his hand on Spiritomb. Bobby gets his hand on Ampabomb. They both probably have some ideas of what they're going to do already with these new pokes.
Totally.
Like I said, this is not obviously the first one because, that'd be way too easy. So,
yeah.
Next up, the Adelaide Absols. I just tried. I believe I said it right. Kurt, if I said it wrong, we'll deal with it later. Dropping Regice right off the gate to pick up Avalugg. Avalugg was one of those pokes when I first saw him in Gen 6 and I looked on at his stats and his move pool in paper. Looked like it was going to be an amazing poke. It didn't work out that way.
Look, the one thing that holds it back, Kash, is just the ice typing.
And he's pure ice, so this is his only typing.
Yeah.
Does have access to spin and recover. I believe he also got a little buff in this gen.
Nope, I don't believe so.
I think he got a little stat buff, I feel. I don't think it was like something like massive, like, like he just gained 60 to something, but I do believe Avalugg did get something. You can quote me on this, I feel I'm right. I know CV right now is frantically looking just to see if it prove me wrong.
I'm looking. I don't see anything, but
I could be wrong, but for some reason I feel like it got something, but we'll figure that out by next video. But yeah, he drops Regice for Avalugg. I don't know if he realized that he didn't have utility or something that was missing, because I don't know what else Avalugg would bring to the table. I know Regice was a good special wall, so maybe he was lacking in a physical wall, which is what Avalugg I think specializes in. Next up, the Chesterfield Victinis, who is coached by Brody, went ahead and dropped Kyurem after all the nice things I just said about you. Drops the Kyurem and picks up Minior. Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong, CV. I do believe Kyurem was more versatile than Minior.
Of course it is.
Minior, I know, is faster once it releases the asteroid form.
Yeah, once it gets out of its shell.
I know it has access to shell
Smash.
Shell Smash. If he can somehow find a way to do it without getting interrupted, could potentially sweep with things. I'm hoping this isn't a mistake. But guess what?
What?
I feel that's gonna be. I personally feel that was a bad mistake, and we're gonna see why soon. Now, the Miami Manaphies drop Excelgor for Golduck. As I said, the man is planning a rain team, so why not add Golduck to his team?
Right?
I believe he gets access to Swift Swim.
Yeah, and Cloud9, Cash.
Oh, joy. So, I guess he's gonna bring that out to negate other people's weathers. I'm surprised he's gonna drop Excelgor. Excelgor can really stack hazards. It's a really, really fast poke. So I'm guessing something about Excelgor did not fit in right with his mindset for his team. Now, look at that. I knew this was gonna be a bad idea, and I'm already upset. The London Luxrays have dropped Serena for Kyurem.
Rip.
After all the nice things I said. I was actually expecting Liam to prove me wrong and use Serena correctly. I feel that we made fun of him too much to the point he felt he had to get rid of Serena. And he picked up Kyurem, which is not a bad pickup, not gonna lie.
No,
It's an amazing pickup. He lost one of his spinner core members for Kyurem.
Yeah.
But then instantaneously he trades Kyurem away to Mandibuzz for Mandibuzz, who belongs to the Philadelphia side than Bobby. Now, I'm not sure how that all happened. I must have been asleep for this all to happen. I feel if you really wanted Kyurem, I feel Bobby would have quickly dropped a Pokemon, probably another poke for Kyurem, but I feel like Liam probably took advantage of that and used it as trade fodder because Mandibuzz is one of the premier pokes that he's used to using.
Yeah.
So, but in turn, it's not like Bobby got the short end of the stick because Kyurem is a very good dragon. I'm kind of getting upset that everyone's like playing around with my Kyurem a little bit.
Yeah,
Just
right?
a little tiny bit.
Just getting passed around.
And then on top of that, none of them is making them their Z user, which kind of hurts me also. So, because Liam is also not done in making picks to upset me, he trades another member of his spinning core, getting rid of Torkoal, and picking up Excelgor, another former member of his team. I'm guessing at this point Liam is trying to clean up his draft because it's probably not the most unique one out of everyone that drafted. But in his mindset, I think he feels it's probably one of his weakest drafts to date. So, at this point, he's doing anything possible to get former pokes that he knows to probably build his old squad back up. I do kind of feel upset. The Fire, Water, Grass spinning core is gone. He's now down to just Blastoise.
I know. So
And
sad.
the last change, at least for, like I said, for now, the Water will be while dropping Dusknoir and picking up Credilli. They're both Stall-y pokes.
Yeah.
So it traded Stall for Stall. I'm guessing he needed Credilli's typing for his team.
Probably.
I'm looking at his team now. He doesn't have a rock type or a grass type, but he also didn't have a ghost type. Oh no, he did. He did draft the Cofagriga, so probably dropping Dusknoir so he can have a different type of something that he just didn't have already. But it is what it is. As of right now, that is currently all the documented changes. That is essentially your draft for Season 4. We're already having battles underway now. We should be getting those up for you guys pretty soon. We're gonna be doing these uploads more consistently, as I've mentioned before. When I was doing the Season 3 ones, I had to pick that project up like pretty much close to the end.
Yeah.
It's already a lot to do.
Yeah, so if you don't see it, we're sorry, but Cash kind of didn't have the time and the ability to be able to record all these matches because we're so far behind. So, if anything, we might just leave it there and let you know that the Season 3 champion is Lindo and he did win it. But from Season 4 on, we should be more and better with the uploads because we should have a better ability to keep a pace with the uploads instead of being behind someone.
as long as I can see them, they'll probably be all done in a week. So you're gonna see them as the week happens. And you probably saw replay wise. I'm recording something from like 4 months ago currently, but at least this time you're gonna see, okay, this patch happened. Oh, look, around the same exact time. I am gonna be up to date. We're gonna be having all those replays up. You guys are gonna see everything unfolding. Hopefully, you guys are gonna be cheering on your favorite coaches. We do have our Twitter page, which I believe is gonna be in the description below. If you guys want to follow our Twitter for the league, which will let you know when battles are uploaded. Also, subscribe to the YouTube because you'll get those alerts as soon as those replays go up, and watch these battles, which are gonna be pretty hype.
They are
New gen, new mechanics, whole bunch of
new everything,
new pokes, coaches with better drafts, Liam with bad draft, more Lando T shenanigans from Lindo.
Yeah.
No megas, which is gonna be the one thing. No more. You're no longer gonna hear me excited about seeing something mega evolve. Now you're just gonna see me wait, what is that? Because I don't know any of the dances for Z moves, so I'll be just as surprised as you guys are whenever a Z move is actually activated. And I'm gonna attempt to guess which one it is. I'm going to fail miserably because the only one I know is Dark and Electric.
You can tell which one is water. I can tell. I know normal water, ground, and I think fairy.
I think I know Fairy too. I think Fairy's like the weirdest pose.
Yeah.
Which kind of gives it away, but like I said, I'm still gonna give it my best. But I do appreciate you guys watching the Season 4 draft video. We will hopefully next time for the recap after Week 1 is done with all their battles, hopefully have both Connor and Liam with us. So that way you'll get nice and not as biased commentary, because if you leave it up to me, I'm going to be saying a lot of biased things, and CB's going to try his best to clean up everything I just said. So at least CB will actually have more help in keeping me in check. But as always, this is your boy, the XG Kash Howard, the coach of the Nido Kings, along with the boy CB Hulk. CB, tell them what coach you are again.
Hey, you already know, boys. It's the coach of the Brooklyn Caesars. It's me, your boy.
So we hope to see you guys tuning in, and we will catch you guys for the first battle. Peace out, guys.
Peace.